DC Comics are more than superhero stories. When people think of DC Comics, they often imagine action-packed panels and iconic characters like Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. But DC is more than just entertainment, it's a powerful educational tool. These comics strengthen reading comprehension, introduce elevated vocabulary, use literary figurative language, and challenge readers to think critically about moral dilemmas. Whether you're a parent, teacher, or lifelong fan, understanding how DC Comics builds smarter readers is valuable. 1. Reading comprehension in DC Comics, multi-layered and engaging. Classic and modern DC stories, like Detective Comics, Infinite Crisis, and The Court of Owls, are known for complex plotlines and layered character development. Readers often track multiple timelines and themes, pushing the reading level to around 6th to 8th grade. The structure promotes narrative tracking and retention, key academic and real-world reading skills. Perfect for middle school to high school readers who are ready for storylines that go beyond the basics. 2. Figurative language that teaches symbolism and metaphor. Batman isn't just the guy in the cape. He's the Dark Knight, symbolizing justice and fear. Wonder Woman represents truth and diplomacy, using her lasso as a weapon and a metaphor for honesty. DC frequently uses symbolism, metaphor, and allegory, helping readers recognize and analyze literary devices. Perfect for students learning to identify figurative language in literature. 3. Critical thinking, ethics, morality, and heroism. DC Comics often poses difficult moral questions. In The Dark Knight Returns, Batman must decide whether extreme force is justified. In Kingdom Come, Superman faces the burden of power and restraint. These stories encourage readers to analyze actions, motives, and consequences, developing high school-level reasoning and ethical thinking. Perfect for encouraging thoughtful discussion on leadership, justice, and personal responsibility. 4. Advanced vocabulary that expands language skills. From the scientific dialogue of Brainiac to the mythological references in The Sandman, DC challenges readers with vocabulary from psychology, politics, philosophy, and science. New terms are introduced in meaningful context, promoting organic learning without feeling like a textbook. Perfect for boosting vocabulary in an engaging and story-driven format. 5. Symbolism and extended metaphor in The Sandman. Neil Gaiman's The Sandman series is a masterclass in figurative writing. Dreams stand in for memory, freedom, and fear. Seasons represent the passage of life and emotional change. These layers push readers to interpret themes just like in advanced literature. Perfect for high school and college readers practicing literary analysis. 6. Real-world reflection and thoughtful engagement. DC doesn't just entertain, it inspires real-world reflection. Themes of identity, surveillance, politics, and the human condition are explored through allegory. Whether it's Superman's dual life or the trauma behind Batman's mission, readers are invited to ask big questions and challenge their own assumptions. Perfect for young adults interested in philosophy, sociology, or psychology. Why does DC Comics deserve a place in every reader's library? DC Comics are more than a fun escape. They're a gateway to deeper thinking, stronger reading skills, and lifelong learning. With content rich in vocabulary, moral complexity, and literary technique, these comics are a perfect educational tool that feels like entertainment. If you're looking to grow as a reader, or help others grow, don't underestimate the power of a comic book. Bonus tip for educators and parents. Select DC titles, such as The Dark Knight Returns, The Sandman, or Superman. Red Sun can be used as supplemental reading in literature or ethics discussions. Their content can bridge the gap between pop culture and the classroom.